Hey out there in YouTube land, it's Kuda Slayer, aka Daytime Operative Beast again. I kind of thought about starting another series of podcasts to go with the other Mechton Zeta related ones I've been doing lately. Basically, what these are be discussing ideas that I try to develop into more usable forms over time to create more settings. This sometimes maybe it's just an exercise in imagination. I wanted to basically share these ideas with other people, not so much to give others inspiration, but also to kind of show that sometimes these ideas just don't pan out. Sometimes you get a bee in your bonnet, and it's a rabbit hole you kind of just wind up going down that doesn't really produce anything. But you exercise your noggin to overcome certain ideas, and I just thought it'd be an interesting discussion. Yeah, I mean, if people want to, for future episodes of this particular series, if other people want to do kind of a chat or whatever, and just kind of round robin it or whatever, I'll be more than interested in trying to do that. Otherwise, the scrap pile series is going to be more about my ideas that I've had. Now, of course, since it's going to be freeform kind of setup, there will be tangents. You've been warned, and kind of ironically enough, indeed, hell is going to be part of the subject on this. So this is going to be the first idea of mine that it's not exactly the very, very first idea I've ever had, but it's going to be the first one I felt like talking about. And this is going to be what I refer to as the Legion of the Damned. Originally, this was inspired by a book from 1992-93, I think, that I read called Legion of the Damned, same concept, by William C. Dietz. That basically his concept was it was set in the far future where a human empire would have a kind of their version of the French Foreign Legion, which is a kind of a special forces that's open to people of other nationalities, but they would fight for France itself. And basically anyone who was terminally ill or had been condemned to death can enlist in the Legion of Damned, where basically to become cyborg troopers and fight till they no longer can fight. My idea, after being inspired by the novel, was to create the Legion of the Damned as a sort of more shadowy kind of organization, maybe even completely unknown to the Empire overall, that they go out and take on the extreme set of threats to the existential threats to the Empire that the normal military wouldn't be able to have, or the Empire can't really afford for its citizens to know about such threats. Basically, the concept was the each trooper would be encased in a power armor suit like this, which would be actually designed as a large-scale, a very large and very reinforced heavy road striker scale build, and the wings would be more like large reactive shields with additional graspers that would help carry the main weapon, which is kind of a very high velocity, high volume fire Avenger cannon with a chainsword scythe on the end. And basically, it's basically Starship Troopers meets Hellraiser. Clive Barker and Robert Heinlein together. As I I've said before, if you're really looking for inspiration for science fiction writing or whatever, I always go to Robert Heinlein. It's always the best source to go to first. Basically, this would be kind of rather hellish. Armor would be covered in skulls and spikes. Basically, each one would be looking like a walking cathedral, devoted to death and damnation to the enemies. I kind of had a long little blurb I written as a kind of a motto for the Legion. You damned yourselves to serve. You serve to be damned for others. It's kind of like each trooper was basically kind of like a Space Marine dreadnought taken to extremes for general purposes. A lot of the threats I had came up with. Basically, I wanted this to be. I wanted to put as much of a world of horror for my players as possible, kind of just to show that what extremes war and fighting can really be. There's like a race of kind of metallic stone spiders that would just infest a planet and consume everything on it. In that case, the Avenger cannon would actually have not just armor-piercing rounds, which for normal duty, but would also have a large volume of tactical nuclear rounds. I would have each round be nuclear with incendiary and blast, just to kind of build these long walls of fire as all the troopers will line up in a row and just constantly pump out as much rounds as possible as the flood of these spiders would come towards them. There would be demons, kind of similar again to Warhammer 40k. I just kind of had all kinds of ideas to inflict upon my players, and it really wasn't an idea that I developed to where I kind of felt really comfortable or confident in running. And every time I kind of dropped a hook for my players, it seemed like no one ever would take the bite and say they want to play in part of it. So basically, it's one of my many ideas. I threw it on the scrap pile to either look at later or be haunted in my dreams. And it wasn't. Well, I still thought it had enough merit to not be forgotten about, but sometimes never could work to where I thought it would. I could make it as a playable game. So anyway, that's the first installment of the Scrap Pile. I don't intend for these videos to be as long as the others, but I'll be doing a few more, and like I said, if anybody else would like to join in, talk about their ideas, or maybe even have an open discussion in a chat setting to help iron out their ideas further, feel free to drop a note, either a comment or a private message or whatever. Again, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time when I feel like jibber-jawing about another one of my ideas. Catch you later.